Attention, United fans. A real bombshell has just exploded at Old Trafford. Rashford could be leaving, Sancho is no longer in the club's plans, and Mbeumo is getting closer and closer to wearing red. Want to know what's really going on? Stay with me and I'll tell you everything.
They've explored the conditions. Barcelona really pushing to get a deal done. They've explored the conditions of a potential deal for Marcus Rashford. Manchester United now expecting an approach from Barcelona. Rashford clearly wants to go there, but Barcelona might not be able to do anything but a loan, and that can't be ruled out, even though Manchester United would prefer a permanent move for Rashford. Look, you've played with him over 100 times at Manchester United. What's your overriding emotion if it is to be the end of Marcus Rashford at Old Trafford?
I think that you've got to look at the last, especially last season, with the way that things have been. Like I've loved him since the day that he trained with the first team. He's a fantastic player, but I think you can't always just stay at Manchester United. There's got to be something that's got to happen. There's got to be a change. For him last season, he went to Aston Villa. And I think that he enjoyed his time there. You saw him, he had a smile on his face again, and he looked like he was enjoying his football. So,
Brian and Mbeumo, they remain optimistic of doing a deal for him. One source claims it could come this week, another bid to match what Brentford want. We think they want around £65 million. But both of these players have got significant Premier League experience, which has kind of been not the case, shall we say, in some of United's previous signings. They've been signing players from leagues with players that haven't had experience in the Premier League.
The latest is that Juventus still very much interested in him and are currently working on a potential deal. The other player that they are looking at is Porto's Francisco Conceição as well, and it's not been ruled out potentially that Juventus would do both players. We know that he's in that group of five that don't really fit in at Manchester United now, and it's expected that probably 4 of the 5 players would potentially leave. When you look at the turnover of players, realistically,
players that would be in other teams be able to be playing, but obviously there's a reason why Ruben Amorim is not playing them. And I think for them now, I'm sure they're sat there or they're speaking to their agents and just saying, please, just get me to a place where it's a club where I go and play football. As players, you just want to play football. I don't think they're going to just sit around and just wait and wait. They want to be going to play football. So, hopefully for the club and for themselves that they get something sorted so they go and play football.
Now, we started the show by talking about all the things you'd won, and it's quite an extensive list. You're the only Englishman to win the Premier League title and a Serie A title. Now, Scott McTominay has obviously made the move from Manchester United to Italy, won the Scudetto with Napoli.
So, fans, what do you think of this turnaround at Manchester United? Rashford's possible departure to Barcelona, Sancho's quiet negotiations with Juventus, and, of course, Mbeumo's imminent arrival make it clear that United will undergo a major overhaul this summer. If these negotiations come to fruition, the team could completely change its appearance next season. Will this be the end of an era or the beginning of a promising new cycle? The fact is, things are buzzing behind the scenes, and you won't want to miss a thing. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell because here you'll always be up to date with the biggest bombshells in the transfer market. Comment below with your thoughts. Should Rashford leave? Is Mbeumo ready for the challenge? And Sancho, does he still have a place at United? See you next time.